What's up, family? Fact. The media and the U.S. government has always been in cahoots to tarnish black people's image. Now, I know some of you are watching this video and you're screaming to the top of your lungs. Willie D, why would they do such a thing? You're tripping, man, you're tripping. Not my U.S. government, not America. Why would they do such a thing? Simple. If they can make black people look bad, they can justify their mistreatment of black people. Think about it, fam. Let's go all the way back. During the rape, the pillage, the murders, enslavement. Let's go all the way back to that. How they were putting images out there of black people being savages and rapists and all this kind of stuff, while they were being the savages and the rapists and the murderers. Anytime a black person was accused of committing a crime, they put them on the front page and they made them as dark as they could make them, and they made him sure his eyes were bucked out. In fact, when they would grab a suspect or somebody they wanted to pin something on, they would take the photo and tell them to intentionally buck their eyes out and look mean and menacing. They would make them take the photo like that so that they could distribute it to the nation and the rest of the world. So everybody, I don't want that black person, Lord. And they would make that person the image of the black man. See, they've always used our worst, and I'm not even saying when, I'll say our perceived worst, because a lot of times what they put out there, what they projected as our worst, was really our innocent and some of our best. But the way that they operate is they will take our perceived worst, our so-called worst, and put that up as an example of who we are as a people collectively. And they'll take their best or their perceived best and put them up as an example of who they are collectively. You see how it go? So now I know most people, the people that subscribe to the Willie D Live channel, I know y'all y'all a little smarter than the rest of them. So they don't know. But I know there's some visitors over here right now today, and y'all, it's your first time checking out the channel, and you really don't understand how this thing goes. You really don't understand how wicked these people are. You don't understand how they get down, how they wake up and go to sleep with the idea of subjugating black excellence. You don't understand that. You don't understand how people can be so wicked. But let me tell you, it's real. I remember growing up watching Cowboy and Indian movies. And when I say Indian, I'm speaking of Native Americans, but they called it Cowboys and Indians. They would always make the Indian look like the savage, and the cowboy was always the hero. They would make the Indian be badly dressed. When there was a fight, they would show the Indian scalping the white man. He was like, ooh, that's savage. Ooh, Lord Jesus, the Indian, oh my God. When all the while, the white man was actually the enemy, but he flipped it and he made himself the hero. This is another one of the plays that they run. Create chaos, then swoop in to restore order and take credit as the hero. Remember the crack epidemic, that little thing that broke up so many black families and killed so many people that was orchestrated by the U.S. government, a direct order from your president, Ronald Reagan. Bush was involved, Bush Sr. Remember that? Remember welfare? The whole creation of the welfare, one of the major rules about welfare was that the father had to be outside of the house. Why would a government who cares about the betterment of family, who promotes family values, force a man out of the house, force a woman to make a decision and to feed her children or be with her man? Why would they force her to make that decision? Why would any worthy, any trustworthy government do that? And then they turn around, they force the black man out of the house, and then they turn around and they disparage black people for not being together, for not being united. They disparage black men for not being in the house. When they program black men to not be in the house, when they program the black families to not be together, to not be a nucleus. This is the hustle, fam. This is what they do. When you watch these TV programs, now this is for all of you who say, well, black people are doing it to themselves now. And let me explain something to you. Yeah, we got a problem with violence in our society, but every race of people do it. Now you say, no, but we're worse. No, we're not, you dumb bastard. We're not worse. Do you understand what I just said? It's propaganda. They are controlling the narrative. For every segment of the news that they devote to cover some black person who's a savage, who's uncivilized, who killed somebody, you've got 10, 20 other stories out there, non-black people committing crimes. That's right. I know it sounds like a stretch because that's all you see, but they're controlling the narrative. When you see black people on the news being reported on for doing something bad, and it is controlled, it's filtered, just like social media is filtered. All of the big players, it's filtered programming. When you watch television, if you break television down, it's tell-a-vision. Some people say tell-a, TV, television, tell a lie, whatever, tell a lie, whatever. It's tell-a-vision. And when they tell that vision, you're sitting in front of that TV and you're being programmed to the vision, to vision whatever it is that they're telling you. So if you ain't up on your square, you're gonna miss it. You're gonna miss it. It's easy. It's easy to get tricked. I was watching television one day, the news with my family. We're sitting on the floor. That's back in the 25-inch televisions and the big, the big TV and all that kind of stuff. And the floor model. And we were sitting up, everybody sitting in one room watching TV. And the news reporter says that this black man pulled a gun on the police and the police shot him. Wait, let me back up. She said that the police thought the black guy had a gun and was reaching for a gun and he shot him. And she said it as it was a fact. It wasn't objective reporting. She took the police officer's side. And I said, how do we know that's what happened? I was 10 years old. I said, how do we know that's what happened? My mama looked at me and sternly said, motherfucker, because they said it. And there are a lot of black people who live life like that today. If they say it, they believe it. And there are other people, much more than black people, who believe the same thing. If they hear them say something about black people that's negative, they believe it. If they hear them say something that's positive about other people, they believe it automatically. They just automatically believe it. They even believe the images that they put out there, these European images that they put out there that show these white women as a standard of beauty. They believe those images. This is a cold game, fam. They're cold-blooded with it. I'm gonna send a shout out right now to those black people who work in media, who fight every single day. I know you struggle, man. I'm telling you. I've been in media, and I know you struggle. I know you fight to get those stories here. Every time you see a story of a black person and it's positive, trust you me, that story was far for it. Even when they try to paint us in a good light, a black person has to step and say, now you should add this here. You shouldn't say that, because they are programmed to make us look bad. They're programmed to make people think that we are less than, to make us think that we're less than. So don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe, fam. The media and the government has always been in cahoots to make black people look bad. And it's happening right now. It's still going on. Again, to those black people that are in the media, you're working in the media, especially if you're working in mainstream media, I know what it took for you to get there if you're doing the right thing. And I know what it took for you to get there if you're doing the wrong thing too. But if you are doing the right thing, man, you one of the best. I mean, you are a shining example of humanity. We need you, and we need you to keep on fighting. But you probably ain't gonna last too long in mainstream media, because what they will do is they will see a black person rising in media. They'll see you on a local level. They'll see you rising, and what they would do is they would try to pluck you away from that local city that you're helping so much, give you a national spotlight, and then give you all these new rules that you have to follow. And here you go. Now they're gonna try to chip away at your dignity. One incident at a time, one news story at a time, one report at a time. And they're gonna try to get rid of you. They are going to test you. So the best thing that you can do when you get in, and if you love media that much, try to figure out a way you can own a piece of it. But anyway, fam, that's all I got on this. Drop a comment and let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.